Hello,
Well,
people. Welcome to Main Event Boxing Talk. I'm your host, Nathan. I've got my co-host with me here, Tom, and hopefully Spencer will join us soon. How are you, Tom?
I am doing very well in these crazy times.
Good.
How about you, Nathan?
Right, I'm good. Let's kick off. Clarissa Shields unifies her second division. Did you manage to see this fight?
I did. I watched the highlights of it, and not the whole fight, but I did watch the highlights, and it seemed to me like, of course, she's a great boxer. She doesn't have a lot of power. I don't see her, a lot of power in what she does, but she is a tremendous boxer, and she deserves the respect she's due. It's unfortunate that a lot of people are not, they're not drawn into female boxing unless it's somebody who was like on the level of Ann Wolf's punching power, where you have those dramatic knockouts. We were talking just briefly about what makes fighters more appealing to the audience, and that's drama.
Yes.
Boxing is high drama.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that the great boxers of our time do not get the due that they are due.
Yeah. Hello, Spencer.
Is he here?
Yeah, his audio's connected.
Oh,
What's up?
Hello, mate. How are you?
Alrighty.
We want your opinion on the Clarissa Shields unifying two divisions.
I mean, it's a good thing to me. Listen,
he's in love with Clarissa. He loves Clarissa.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm a little biased towards Clarissa Shields. It's just that, I'm kind of I like what she's trying to do, So
I'm with you on that. I think she's a wonderful boxer. I think she's underappreciated. I think if she had more power and she was knocking some of these people out, more people would be behind her. Because let's face it, women, it's harder to get people behind women's boxing, right? And how many pure boxers of our time, except maybe for Floyd, but Floyd was also a great puncher in his earlier career. So, it's hard to get the respect that you're due if you're just a great boxer. You got to have some pop a little bit.
they made this point. Sorry for cutting you off, Tom. I know we had a discussion on the 2-minute, 3-minute rounds and all of this other stuff. Do you think that one less minute could result in her having more stoppages?
It's hard to say unless we do it, because don't forget, if you're doing the same amount of rounds, what is it, 10 rounds for them?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and then you add an extra minute, you're adding more of a fatigue factor as well. So I think she could probably do the 3 minutes without a problem. I think women on that level, they're conditioned well enough to do that. But it would have to play out over time to see what the health benefits or lack of health benefits. That's what
I have to be honest. Women's boxing makes me snooze. I do like watching Clarissa Shields, though. I make an exception for her and Katie Taylor.
Well, greatness is greatness. She's great.
That's why I like watching it, but there's no competition for it. No real competition, is there? This is the problem.
I mean, they're supposedly trying to set up 2 fights with her, either Savannah Marshall at middleweight or Katie Taylor at welterweight. So,
and then you have Brockus at welterweight, right?
Well, she don't have it no more because didn't that last girl beat her?
Right, but they're having a rematch.
Yeah, this rematch.
Yeah, well, they have to settle their score, but in the meantime, is what I'm saying. Like, Katie Taylor is the undisputed lightweight champion, something like that. She's the undisputed junior middleweight champion. They meet at 140, at welterweight. Now, it's funny that she has to go to other people's divisions in order to meet them at their natural division in order to even have some type of competition.
That's true. I'm a little concerned because in this fight, I saw her get tagged a lot. She was open a lot. Did you notice that? She was getting hit with right hands.
Yeah, it's it could be possibly, it could be a mixture of a couple of things. The fact that it was a pay-per-view, she wanted to impress. So the way she was trying to fight, she might have been trying to dominate the opponent, and in doing so, kind of let herself get hit more. You know, that's a possibility.
I don't think, I got to be honest, I don't think fighters, even though GGG would do this, he'd supposedly let guys try to hit him, for that psychological.
Oh, no,
advantage.
don't get it twisted what I'm saying, that she was allowing the girl to do it. I was just thinking that it was more of her trying to do something that opened herself up to get hit.
I agree with that. Yeah. Because she was wide. She was trying to throw power. I saw
Right.
that.
That's what I was saying. She's trying to knock her out.
Right. Well,
wouldn't it be better if she stopped letting people hit her and actually just concentrated on winning the fight? And because that's how you lose fights.
Well,
and
listen,
it's irresponsible.
But this is the thing that she's suffering from.
Mm-hmm.
She is clearly winning when she boxes.
Yeah.
When she puts on a showcase, she clearly wins. She clearly wins every round and everything. But she's getting the criticism, just like Tom said. Yeah. If she had more knockouts, then she would get more attention. So she's trying to listen to what people say.
Yeah, but in the process, you could get yourself knocked if you go to you could get
without question. That's a dangerous thing. Yeah, it's dangerous to do that.
Safety has to come first. That's why I applaud someone like Klitschko who fought the way he did. Set the safety approach first. Yeah, it worked.
Well, do you think, you guys, that she could get down to lightweight and be effective?
No, not at all.
Nah, not lightweight. Yeah. Lightweight is asking a lot. 147 is really asking a lot for her, because you have to think she was at super middleweight. Now, she was younger, so she might have shedded a lot of pounds, but she was at super middleweight as like just coming off the amateur circuit, where you're staying in training as an amateur. You understand what, like, you don't have a chance to really gain weight.
Yeah.
So she was already in kind of like her proper weight class. And then she dropped down from 168 to now she's willing to go to 147. That's like 3 weight classes.
But isn't this dangerous? Because look what happened to Roy Jones when he drained back down to like heavyweight.
Exactly. But this is the thing. The challenge is this at her weight class. She's so far exceeding them that she has to do things like this in order to get a challenge. They wanted to fight Savannah Marshall.
She should move to light heavyweight. And Savannah Marshall's light heavyweight, isn't she?
No, she's middleweight, but she's more her natural weight. She beat her in the amateurs, so people, especially you Brits over there, they make a big deal about it. I do believe that
Clarissa Shields, right? This is would actually beat Savannah Marshall now because she's improved. Savannah Marshall's a good fighter, but I believe Clarissa Shields is a little bit more spectacular, It's
possible that Savannah Marshall could beat her. Anything's possible, but just thinking about from the point that they fought each other, Clarissa being 17, Savannah being like 21, 22.
Amateur.
Right. Clarissa won that gold medal.
Yeah.
Savannah got booted out she didn't even bronze in that Olympics.
But what takes the mick is that she was 4 years older. They don't mention it. And also the fact that Clarissa's been pro a little bit longer and she's a more skilled fighter. So Savannah Marshall, she
spars with guys.
Yeah.
Clarissa spars with guys at times. And also, I don't know, Savannah might do that she does, too. But
the problem is that if you can't live your career off an amateur, and it means fuck all. It means fucking nothing.
Well, no, she's gonna live off her amateur career till she beats Clarissa, and then Clarissa gonna end that.
I think Clarissa, she can knock her fucking head off. And you know what? I like Savannah Marshall, but she hasn't got the talent. She's got a little bit less talent than Clarissa Shields, in my opinion. And the age gap as well.
And truth be told, I know, we talk about those 3, but a great card, in my opinion, would be Savannah Marshall versus Clarissa Shields with a co-main event with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. Right,
guys, we better move on because we got quite a bit to cover here.
Alrighty, let's go.
So the next thing is Parker is going to be training with Andy Lee.
Yeah, this is a
Okay.
weird one
Yeah.
because he's supposed to be fighting. Is he fighting Chisora like April or something?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So he don't really have enough time to like get in the flow with him with this one. But he should be able to beat Chisora with just his regular raw skills.
Yeah,
he should be
that's
able
right.
to get past him. But Andy Lee, I'm trying to think about the fighters that he has. What kind of like what type of style is he?
Well, here's the deal. Andy Lee was a student of Emmanuel Stewart. So he's trying to bring forward, what Emmanuel was teaching. That's
So
where it's coming from.
He's in that Kronk style type of
Yeah.
way, like fight behind your jab type of guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So that might work with him then. That might work with him. Because I know like a lot of people on social media was like attaching him to Tyson Fury and Billy Joe Saunders because they all cool. And I'm like, but I hope he's not trying to have Parker try to fight like Fury, because that would be, in my opinion, a mistake.
Exactly. Yes, a big mistake because of the size differences. And it's chiefly because of the size differences. And Tyson's a freak for his size.
Yeah, and if you're not used to fighting, that way, used to fighting one way, set in your way. Again, I think Andy Lee, if that's what he does and he hasn't worked behind the jab, that's perfect. He could chip away certain things that he does badly, get rid of those, and work on all of the good stuff and like build off of the good stuff so that he could eliminate the negative and accentuate the positive, like the old song says.
Exactly, because the way he fights, he comes in, he's pretty good attacking the body. But when he gets close to throw a punch, he'll just throw the punch and clinch.
Right. He
never has.
He doesn't do that combination stuff too much. He does it from the outside pretty. He throws 1-2s on the outside pretty okay.
But he used to throw combinations at one point.
Yeah, but you got to think he was fighting guys like Takam when he was throwing combinations.
Well, we better move on. Let me go to the next. Tony Yoka wins the European Union title in the 12th round with a late stoppage. I watched the highlights of this, and it was a good performance, good solid performance. But we don't.
I thought going into the fight he was going to stop him earlier, because wasn't this the one when Homeboy smacked him in the weigh-in or something?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was it.
I thought he was going to come in and demolish him. I mean, it was good. Yoka's doing, what he's supposed to be doing, I guess, at this stage.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent. We just haven't seen it properly yet.
Well, if you're not seeing it now, when are you going to see it? Because the way I saw this fight, he was good, but he wasn't impressive.
But this guy was better than advertised. That was the problem. This guy is better than advertised. Yeah.
Yes, but so what? If you're going to want to become, he's the gold medalist, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point of his career, he's got to really step up his training and opposition.
Okay.
Or else he's
I'm
not going
glad you said that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, Nathan. He beat Joe Joyce, right?
In the Olympics. Yeah, but he didn't really, because it was controversial.
But whatever the case is, he's the gold medal winner over the silver medal winner in Joe Joyce. And Joe Joyce has been beating his competition impressively.
Yeah, because Joe Joyce has that style, because he can take the punches, so he has that style where he can ram through people, and that's what he's been doing.
Yeah, that's I'm just saying, like, I'm getting what Tom is saying. Like, Yoka should be doing at least what Joyce is doing.
It's the style. It's his style. He doesn't have the power. I mean, he's got power, but it's not the same as Joyce. He hasn't got that punching power that Joyce has. But the problem is his style, the way he boxes. It's very European style. That's what it is. So I think you will see the best. What? Carry on.
I think he needs, if that's the case, a European style, he needs a trainer from the U.S. then.
Yeah.
To really get him up to the next level.
And he also needs to attack and be more aggressive. Like in that 12th round, he was so aggressive. If he'd done that earlier in the fight, he could have ended it sooner. But I think he just wanted the rounds,
I don't know about wanting rounds. Again, if you want to make money, you have to be impressive and dramatic.
Look, we've
And
only
just sitting
seen
through the fight is not enough.
we've only seen 70% of his talent. I believe there's more to come, and we know that.
Okay.
You put him in there
Well,
with
then you-
somebody good, and you'll see the best of him. That's what I believe. You know.
Well,
Whereas
he
just-
should
Well,
let you
we
train
hope
him.
so.
my
We hope so, because if like you say, he fights in a European style, like that could get you, but only so far.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is a problem. It doesn't appeal to the American market, and in a lot of
It
British
doesn't
fans,
appeal to the British market, really. You know.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't go in either market. But you could sell him, but he'd be like the Klitschko. So I think he will win a title, but it won't be against, it'll be a vacant belt. That's what I believe.
Let me ask you a question. When Vladimir beat Klitschko, was it a bigger deal out there in the UK, or when AJ beat Klitschko?
When who? Sorry.
When Vladimir beat Klitschko?
I mean,
When
when Fury beat Klitschko and when AJ beat Klitschko. My bad.
I think it was bigger when Joshua did it, to be honest, with the reception of it. But Tyson Fury's victory was more impressive, yeah, in my opinion.
And I mean, he took over the reigning champ. Now, the reason why I said that is because in that case, Fury, on this side, it seemed like a boring fight to a lot of people.
It was a boring fight. I'm not going to lie.
It was a dull fight. Whereas the AJ fight was more exciting. You know,
dramatic.
And people like that fight more so than the Fury fight.
The problem with Fury is he only fights good when he's got someone good in front of him. If he's got someone who's not that great, he will just go on negative. That's what he is. For Tyson Fury, you need someone like him to motivate. And Anthony Joshua doesn't need to be motivated, where Tyson Fury, he's just naturally, a negative guy, I think, the way he's fighting style. That's just him.
Yeah.
I think Tyson Fury needs to fight soon, because I don't like the look on his face lately. He needs to get back in the ring.
He messed
You saw
around
that
and they
last
fight.
interview I posted. He doesn't look
Listen,
right.
Guys like Tyson Fury never have long careers. The way they fight him, he doesn't live the life. Right, we better move on anyway. So
yeah, he messed around and AJ gonna beat him if they wait too long.
Ustinov fights Jamal Wood. I watched the highlight. This was awful. He got knocked down in the third round. Ustinov doesn't have a lot left. He can't even beat guys in the top 200 of boxer anymore.
Well, we were talking about this last time, and we were wondering, who was promoting the card. Did we ever figure that out?
No.
Nah, it was that black. I know it was a black tie affair. I know that much, but that was it.
Black tie, but we don't know who it was, right? Because
you know what? I'm gonna look that up when we get off of here. I'm gonna look that up.
I'm doing it now.
Right, I'm going to move on.
Okay.
Chris Lovejoy may retire, as if anybody cares. Right, we'll move on.
I don't even know who. They might get him to fight somebody, but who knows?
But who?
Let me see what there's next.
He claims that he knocked Tyson Fury down in training, didn't he?
Rubbish. You see what's next.
I mean, that wouldn't be hard to believe if you're doing it in sparring like that. That's possible. Tyson Fury might have been trying something and got hit and clear.
Yeah, it's
but
always
to think,
possible.
right? But to think of anything like that being how a fight between them would play out, I don't know.
Right, next, before we move to the weekend card,
just to mention, you could keep going, but just to mention, we spend more time talking about Lovejoy's career than his actual career.
Hey guys, so black tie boxing is out of China.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, out of Shizhou, China.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there you go.
That's odd that they grabbed the Florida site.
Well, I guess they're trying to make a name for themselves,
Yeah. Try to put a foot in some way.
They're doing events around the world, so.
To be honest, that Jamal Woods guy isn't that bad. He's actually not a bad guy.
He wasn't bad.
Right, we should move on. Demetrius Andrade versus Liam Williams is heading to Hard Rock, Hollywood, Florida.
Well, that's good.
I really don't like this fight. I think it's a mandatory, isn't it? I think it's a really bad mandatory to have Liam Williams. He's nothing. He's not that great.
Well, he's
Yeah,
fighting
man.
an excellent fighter. You know, Andre is an excellent fighter.
I mean, Liam Williams is European level, and Andrade is more or less elite, isn't he? You know, there's a big gap
Yeah,
in the skills.
I
Yeah,
got to give it
you
to
will
Liam,
see it.
though. Yeah, Liam has guts. He
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
back down.
he's got talent. It's just not. There's a big talent gap.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
He
Go ahead.
did what he needed to do to get into position to fight for the title. You know, I don't think he's going to win. I think Andrade's going to win like every round if it goes the distance.
But it probably won't. I mean, Williams got exposed by Liam what's his name?
Smith.
William
Liam.
And that was 3 years ago.
Twice.
Yeah, twice. All right, let me go to the next fight.
One of those fights were close, though. One of the fights were kind of close.
In action, we've got Safira against a man they probably dug up from the graveyard, Anthony Modine.
Who's fighting Modine?
Michael Zafira.
It should be a good fight. I mean, for what it is.
Yeah. No, I mean, Zafira should win this.
Yeah, he should win it.
Yeah,
Wait.
he should.
Then we've got.
They got to go to circles, right? Because did they fight already? I don't
believe
even
it-
know
no,
because
I think
they
it
all
cancelled.
Australian.
Got cancelled.
Mundine lost to Horn. Horn knocked out Mundine in like a round
Round,
or
yeah.
something, right?
Yeah, Zafira should win.
Right,
Yeah,
and
but
then
didn't he come back?
And didn't
he come back and
Safari
beat
beat Horn?
Yeah,
Well, didn't Mundine beat him as well? Mundine in
yeah.
the rematch?
But then Horn won the rematch against Zafira.
And then Horn won the rematch against
crazy.
Safari. Okay.
Right, there's some heavyweight action. Michael Wallace will be fighting some guy called Knife Didier. Victor Vilkes, who's a Ukrainian heavyweight prospect, will be fighting a guy called Vilma Vasquez. And Ali Iren Demetrian, or whatever his name is, we know he's a prospect that lost to Efi Ajagba. He'll be fighting some guy called Kirstoff. I can't pronounce his name. Right, and then the next card, we have Jessica McKeskill against Celia Brackers for the unified welterweight titles.
That'll be
The
good.
rematch.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. Let's see how she does. Because last time she outworked her. McCaskill outworked her. Breakus looked slow. Breakus looked slow in that fight.
Maybe that's what she needed to lose in order to be like
Well,
she's been beating everybody for so long. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she needed to lose in order to get like inspired again.
Yeah.
Well, that or she could have overtrained. You know, there's a whole bunch of things if she was off for a while. But that's an interesting match because Jessica really came on. She was just, you know, she had a lot of intensity in that fight. And on that same card, we have Estrada and Gonzalez. That's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, that one's going to be good.
I think Gonzalez is going to win it. I'm going to pick him to win.
Didn't they fight before?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All them guys are
10 years ago.
It was a close decision, if I remember.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chocolatito too. So
I don't know. Estrada's good. They're both good. But we also this weekend we got the guy that beat both of them was Surin Visai, right?
Yeah.
He's fighting in Thailand.
Yeah, he's fighting some guy called. Let me look at the records.
Yeah, he's fighting. What's his name? The former champion. So it's about from former champions that are fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't come out of Thailand in a while.
Yeah, he what is this one? Estrada. They got Estrada. Many of these pound for pound lists got him up there on the top 10.
Yeah, he's a tough dude, man. It's not going to be easy for Chocolatito. Chocolatito has got wear and tear on him. You know, been in
Yeah, a
some
lot
wars.
of yo.
That's why.
I was gonna say the wars that those guys, some smaller guys, been in. A lot of them got wear and tear. So it depends on how much lubrication they have coming into the fight that night, whether or not they
That's right.
could last. Because some of
But
them,
it's really
one
gonna
good
depend.
shot might just do it in for them for that night.
It could. That's the thing that you know, they become more susceptible to those punches
Yeah,
as they get older, especially when they're older, because they absorb so many more punches than heavyweights do.
yes, they
And
do.
that's a tough one. He's fighting Kawantai Sitmorsing. That's who Rungavisai is fighting. And that's
Okay.
going to be a tough one. And Benitez is fighting Ron Ellis. That's another good fight.
Yeah, that one is this weekend too. There's a fight on tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, I forgot what it is though. Let me look.
On one of them showbox cards or something.
Yeah, it's hold on, I got it right here. It's Brandon Lee versus Samuel Atia. Yeah, he's a good puncher.
Yeah.
Brandon Lee. So that should be a good one. I don't know anything about Samuel Atia. Anybody know anything about him?
No.
Now his record, I'll tell you his record here. It's 17-3-1. He's got a 33% KO ratio. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, he's not really a puncher.
No, he's going to get KO'd, it looks like.
Yeah, I guess it's to make Lee look good.
Yeah, well, they're bringing him up. You know, that's the thing. Brandon Lee is a big puncher, and I think at some point he could be. You know, he was what, super lightweight, 140, I think.
Yeah, is he? Yeah.
I don't know. He seems bigger than that, doesn't he? Super light.
Yeah.
It just says super light.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Yeah. So it's probably going to be a showcase for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, we got to have those.
Yeah, you got to see if he's ready for the next level. This guy's probably, hopefully, is a little bit better than the last guy, or at least a different style than the last guy.
Right. And styles is what they need to do with these guys. Give them a lot of different styles.
That's what I say. Like, they don't have to be the top level guy in the style, but they got to let them see different styles to see how they could compete on the next level. Right. In my opinion, as you bring in the guy up, you might have him fight D level, various styles, then try him D plus, C minus level, C, C plus, like that, until he's ready for the B plus A guys.
Yeah, exactly. Now we need Nathan in on this one. Who's gonna win, Crocker or Ilbe?
Crocker will win, I think.
Nathan.
I think Crocker will win.
So I've never seen Crocker. So why don't you give us this, the information on him?
What's his name again?
His style? His name is Louis Crocker.
Let me go to the thing.
He's on what card?
He's on, let's see, I think he's on that.
ESPN.
Yeah, he's on that ESPN.
He's unbeaten, and he's a prospect. By the looks of it, he hasn't really beaten anyone. He's just another Sam Eggington.
Do you know anything about him that you've seen?
Not a great deal. I know some of his opponents, but other than that, there's not a lot of people I really know. This is just a standard British.
That name sounds familiar. Was he in a tournament or something?
Yeah.
That name sounds familiar. I think I've seen him fight.
He's 12-0 and no knockout. Well, no, 58% knockout ratio. He's a welterweight. And it doesn't seem that he's beat anybody of note, actually. More European guys.
He's very low level.
Yeah, they don't really have that many welterweights over there in the UK.
Not top level anymore.
No.
Yeah, not top level.
But
Kell Brook is still a number one welterweight.
Yeah, well, but I think Josh Kelly might have finished there.
Josh Kelly.
Oh man! Josh Kelly is moving up in weight, isn't he, to 140, or he wants to be a super middleweight though?
No. That's not Josh Kelly. That's Luke Campbell. That said that
Campbell, one of those guys, yeah.
Josh Kelly talking about moving up to 154. That's what Eddie Hearn said after the fight. He was going to move up one division. He was. I'm like, man, he better stick to 147 and try to get okay there before move. Like them boys hit harder up there. At 154. Like he could barely
Ryan
deal with Ray
Garcia
Robinson.
Who was the guy I thought the guy at lightweight was knocked out by Ryan Garcia, right?
That's Luke Campbell. That's the one that said he wanted to move up to 168.
Yeah, Luke Campbell.
But people saying that he was joking when he said that. He wasn't really serious because he gained so much weight.
Oh man.
Luke Campbell is just problem with Luke Campbell is he turned pro late and his career is now on a slippery slope because his prime has been and gone. Right, guys.
I mean, he was in a division with guys who better than him. I mean, no knock on him. He did as much as he could possibly do, but he wasn't going to be able to beat the Lomachenkos and the Linareses, I guess.
Right, I've seen latest Bridgeweight division rankings. They're saying that might be in the World Boxing Super Series, the WBC Bridgeweight division.
Yeah, Rivas is supposed to be kicking it off with this fight that he's having soon.
Is it for the vacant belt? Is it, or they're meant to be having it as a tournament?
I don't know if it's a vacant belt, but he's supposed to be the first. His fight is the inauguration of that division.
Let me look up to see what's going on with him.
It's supposed to be the first Bridgerweight fight. I don't know if it's for the title or not.
Share with you.
Because what Suleiman was talking about was having a tournament for the title of that.
He's fighting a guy.
But I mean, Suleiman was talking about having a tournament before that mention of doing the World Boxing Super Series with it.
And
they mentioned that afterwards, which is kind of work. It works for both of them. They could do the series, have the tournament, bring a little bit of exposure to the division. I've
got the rankings here for that. Devin Vargas stopped the bottom. Brian Howard, Shondell Winters, Peter Millas, Jerry Forrest, Alexander Frank, Robert Sims, Labbit, I can't pronounce his name, Alexander Teleslenko, Emery Sesler, I've never heard of him, Isaac Chamberlain, Carlos Welsh, I've never heard of him, Rashid, Samuel Caddick, Marco Huck, Lucas Razinski, Laguni, Aliev, Alan Babich, Spilka, Ramanov, Friedrichstad, Jennings, and Kevin Arena, and number one is Rivas. They've got some real low-level fighters in that ranking.
I think Rivas is probably going to be the champ.
Yeah, there's no talent there.
Think so?
Chamberlain would be dangerous.
Yeah, that one would be okay. What's it called? Oh, Coley could fight in this division.
I think the problem is when you've got people like Oscar Rivas. I mean, he's a big Bridgeweight division fighter, and he'll be a big Bridgeweight fighter.
They got a dude, right, that fights out of the Bronx, right? He don't fight that much, but his name is George Arias.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah, he's really small, isn't he? Really small.
Yeah, he's a short guy. He might be good for this division.
Oh, he'd be perfect for it. Let me look at the other rankings if I can find them.
You gonna make some more?
The heavyweight rankings, the proper heavyweight. Where is it? Right, starting from the bottom, you've got a guy, George Arias is ranked number 14, George Casimiro, Cassius Cheney, Peter Kidrew, Siren Senko, Jermaine Franklin, Sergey Kuzmin, Nathan Gorman, Junior Farr, Hamid Hassan, Stephen Shaw, Zilly Zhang, Michael Coffey, Simon Keane, Gassiev, Huey Fury, Makhmedov, Kaunaki, Bakul, Wallin, Helenius, Dubar, Takum, Fulev, Chisora, Sanchez. God, that's
Wait a minute. Where's our guy Lovejoy?
Disappeared. So one is Wilder, he's the #1 contender. Two,
Listen, he ain't have a fight in a while. So what would he be? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the
Box
WBC
rec, right?
rankings. WBC
The
rankings.
WBC?
Yeah.
He was a WBA guy anyway, Lovejoy.
Yeah, I don't know how the rankings work. I don't know how it works.
And I think he was an IBF. Was he an IBF rank guy too?
Yeah, let me look at I can pull them up as well. The idea.
But I don't think the WBC ranked him in the top 40.
Let me just pull up the IBF rankings. Some of these rankings are a bit sketchy. Right, so the IBF rankings are Huey Fury, Zilly Zhang, Otto Wallin, Dempsey McKean, Joseph Joyce, Pulev, Ortiz, Yoka, Caballero, Parker, Hergovich, Hunter, Usyk, and Martin. And number one is not rated.
Really?
So there's talk of
No, because Pulev just lost.
yeah.
They
So
gotta
they're
have
talking about.
They got to have a fight for the number one.
So they're going to have Hunter against 4 against 5, Hunter against Hergovich. Whoever wins that, I guess.
That's for the
Charles
number
Martin
one.
would probably fight an eliminator against Joseph Parker, not Joseph Parker.
Nah, they're gonna update that. Charles Martin getting booted
Okay, why is that?
because he declined the fight for Hunter.
Okay.
Like he declined the fight. You can't decline the fight and then still keep your spot.
So it will be, so they'll skip Usyk and Martin will disappear then. So it will probably be Ajit Caballero against Tony Yoka or Joseph Parker against Ajit Caballero, or Tony Yoka against Ajit Caballero for the number one contenders. So the winner of that.
The number one contender is Hunter versus Hergovich.
Yeah.
That's for the number one contender.
Okay.
That's for the mandatory.
Okay. Because obviously
They
Usyk.
had asked Martin versus Hunter because that was 2, and I think Usyk was 3.
Yeah, because 2
Since
of the 3
Usyk is fighting,
So the next
right?
people.
Since Usyk is fighting the thing, right? It was
So
going to be
then
Hunter.
by default, the winner of Usyk Hunter, of Hunter Hergovich automatically becomes number one because of the top
Right,
4
because
not
that's the
rated.
eliminator. That's going to be the final eliminator,
But
right?
I don't
For the
like the
mandatory
way.
position.
I really don't like the IBF do their rankings like they unrate people. They don't have like if you haven't got someone ranked in the top 5 ratings of vacant, then they give 6 and 7. I think that makes no sense.
I haven't heard anybody. I haven't heard you say
Wow.
Andy Ruiz in there. I don't get Andy.
Wait,
Where's Andy Ruiz?
why doesn't that make sense?
Because the WBC will always have their rankings filled, where the IBF have this compulsory membership. I just think the IBF take it so seriously that the fighters must have their membership get stripped. You've got to have a bit of leeway. Then you've got.
You know why, right? You know why, right?
No.
IBF did a lot of dirt back in the days when Don King was in the thing, and they was about to be not in existence. So they gotta be choir boys now, or else they will cease to exist.
Right.
But then you've got so
We
many.
remember
They
those
must
days.
be losing so much money by doing it by the book. Like you've got people like Charles Martin against Glasgow fighters. It's not really a ticket seller, is it?
I mean, but you think about this. A lot of guys that want to hurry up and get a title shot will go the IBF route because they know the IBF will mandate the fight and all of that. That's how Spence got his title.
Yeah. I think it's good that they play by the rules, but at the same time, it's like if your fighter is like someone like Josh, they want to strip Joshua, right? What's the point when they can make so much fucking money out of the out of the unification? You're in the sport to make money, not lose money, right?
Well, it's a crazy thing because yes, you want the sport to make money. You want the sport to be more popular, and obviously having the more popular fighters fighting each other will make it that way. But you also want them to have some type of consistency. Also, you don't want them to like.
The point where fighters are going to say, "Fuck the belts. We don't need the belts." No one cares about that.
Well, that's what's happening.
I was about to say
happening.
it's almost there. You got all of the promotional company. Each one of these promotional companies are thinking they're large onto themselves that they really don't need to coexist
Yeah,
with
but
or
the
work with other
PBC
people. They could work on their own.
But Matchroom should just make their own world title. So should, that's what's going to happen. These big players will just make their own world titles.
Yeah.
I mean, look, really, do we care
No.
if, Joshua or Wilder or any of these top heavyweights fight Fury or each other? Does it really matter as long as,
As long
let's
as
say
you see the
if
fight.
it was Joe Joyce and AJ, everybody will watch that fight.
Right.
Luis Ortiz versus
We've run out of time,
Fury.
guys. We've run out of time. I'm going
All
to stop
right.
recording.
All right. I'm gonna speak to y'all later. We doing one this weekend?
Friday, yeah, Friday.
All right, see y'all Friday.
See you later,
Talking
See you
guys.
about-
then.
Bye.